Page 66, the Birthstone Blues. Key word there is blues. I'll come back to that. 1 sharp when the key of G major, more or less. 4/4 time, okay, at the beginning. 4th finger, we got accidentals. Here. Down here. Right there, 3rd major. 1 and 2 and 3. Rest. This is 4th finger now. There you go in here. Now there's a couple fingerings here, but I'd like, this pattern happens quite a bit. I'd like to finger it the same each time if possible. So I'd like to do here, so I don't have to cross over the thumb. The problem is in the 3rd line here, that puts my thumb on a black key. I'd rather not do that either. So I have to cross over. Well, if I'm going to cross over for that one, I'm going to cross over for the others. So it's here, 2. It's just like the book shows. And this is a half note. Good luck with that. Right when you play that note, it comes up. See, right there. So forth. You go through and play it. You can read it as well as I can, I'm sure. Get rid of any hesitations. It can go slow, but it's got to be a steady beat. And then we'll add in the accents and the accents and slurs. Into the 1st line. They put the sharp in parentheses. Again, that's a courtesy sign. It doesn't need to be there. It's an F sharp anyway. They're putting it there because you just had an F natural in the previous measure, and that natural is only good for that measure. But again, it's like being clear. It's better to put it in so you're clear. If you're into writing music or whatever, make sure you're clear. So it's better to do that, put it in so they know it is. Not a lot of articulation going on there, really. After you get to know it, and you get into the improvising it, if you want to add some staccatos in places, as long as it's not slurred, you got to play the slurs. But these other things, you don't have to play them connected. You can disconnect them. Experiment with it and see. Maybe sometimes you want them connected and sometimes you don't. That's part of interpreting the music. But that comes after you've got all the mechanics out of the way and you're starting to feel the music and get into it. So let's go back to mechanics. Dynamic-wise, whatever you think moderately loud is, echo that with soft. Then go back from soft to... This is the right hand here that's moderately loud. The left hand stay in the background. This is very common with boogie woogies, and this is a very common fingering for it. So it's good. 4, cross over. Go ahead and connect these. Now, when you go on here to here, I would prefer to connect these. So I got to adjust the fingering a little bit. So what you can try here is the last measure of the 1st line on page 67. You're here. Scratch up and use a little finger here, and then 4th finger, and then 3, 2. That puts you back into position. Thumb. That way I play it all connected, and that's how I would prefer to do this because we don't use pedal in this piece. So starting again at the top of page 67, you're here. get the idea? I want to connect it all together. And then fourth line, I'm going to connect this left hand, but I'm lifting up in this. Add in the slurring and the dynamics. You can do the dynamics. The last line, you're moderately loud in the right hand. And you're going to go up to a loud or a very loud. And then very soft. And that is an A flat and an F sharp note. Speed, well, briskly with intervals, whatever that is. So do that. But play this in a jazz style or blues style. Well, blues, swing, and jazz. Those three, it's all pretty much the same. Swing the eighth notes. Swing the counting. 1 and 2 and 3. There's a note at the bottom. You can do it, but I'd do it anyway. If they want them played evenly, they'd have to put a note in the music. Play evenly, and otherwise you just automatically do it.